God's chosen. You stop and listen. This final step will change everything. God's chosen one. Stop and listen. Tonight, heaven's war room has opened and your name is shining on the assignment board. Do you think you're hearing this by chance? No. This is the bell of destiny. Heaven's clock is striking toward one single moment, the final step. A shaking is coming, one that will move not only the earth, but the heavens above. This is not a warning meant to frighten you. It is a summons. You have been chosen. Prepare yourself, for what's about to unfold will not resemble anything you've ever known. Chosen one, tonight changes everything if you will listen. Chosen one, you are not here by accident, not because of a careless click, not because of some random coincidence online. When these words reach your ears, it is proof that heaven has rung its bell and God has written your name into this moment. Look around you. The darkness feels heavier than ever. Every headline is filled with chaos. The earth trembles with storms no one can predict, and the hearts of men are riddled with emptiness they cannot fill. You've asked yourself, why am I still here? Why haven't I fallen after all the pain, all the betrayals, all the moments I wanted to give up? The answer is arriving right here, right now. Heaven has opened the war room. In that radiant chamber amid the sound of trumpets, your name appears, not someone else's, yours. Chosen one, you have been summoned for this very hour. The flame you thought had gone out is being stirred back to life. The tears you once believed were meaningless are becoming seeds planted for the harvest that is coming. Do you feel it? That shiver down your spine, that sudden quickening of your heartbeat? That's no illusion. It is the sign, God whispering to you, I am here, I see you. This is your hour. And in the next few minutes, you will hear the warning, the explanation, and the promise meant only for you. Do not turn away. Tonight is the divine encounter written for you long before you were born. Chosen one, prepare yourself, for the door has opened, and everything will change if you will listen. Part 1. The warning chosen. 1. Stop and listen. I know you may be busy, your mind crowded with the noise of life, but this is not a random moment. It is not a video you clicked by chance. This is a divine appointment, a warning, heaven prepared specifically for you. The world is shaking. You feel it every day. Not only in headlines of disasters, crises, and wars, but inside your own life. A job you thought would be stable for a lifetime begins to wobble. A relationship you trusted completely becomes your deepest wound. An unexpected illness makes the future blur. You've asked, why is everything collapsing at once? Why must I endure so much? Chosen one, hear me clearly. What you are walking through is not random. This is the earthquake of heaven. It is not destruction. It is a warning, a bell ringing to wake you from weary silence, to tell you that you are living in one of history's most crucial hours. Picture it. The ground trembling, familiar walls cracking, the foundations you thought unmovable suddenly swaying. Your heart quivers with fear. You clutch your head and wonder if there is anything left to hold. But right in that chaos, a whisper rises from deep within. Do not fear, I am here. Do you see it? The shaking is not only out there, it is within you. Old habits, old fears, old dependencies are being stripped away. You feel bare, fragile, exposed, and that is the point. If the old foundation kept its grip on you, you would never be free enough to step into a new assignment. Look back on your journey. Were there long nights when you couldn't sleep, your pillow wet with tears, and you whispered, God, are you still there? Do you still hear me? Those nights you were living in the shaking. And if you are hearing this now, it means you did not collapse. You are still here. That alone proves you have been kept. Chosen one. Here is the truth. The shaking is not a sign that God has abandoned you. On the contrary, it is the sign that you are inside His plan. Only what is chosen is refined. Only what carries great glory passes through the furnace. And you, yes, you are in that furnace now. I know the isolation hurts. A trusted friend turned away. Family misunderstood you. At times it felt like the whole world stood against you. But that isolation is not a sentence. It is consecration. When the noise fades, you can finally hear His voice clearly. When other hands let go, you notice the hand that has never released you. Hear this carefully. The shaking has not come to bury you. It has come to reveal you, like a seed buried under heavy soil. If the earth never cracks, if the rain never beats down, if the ground never trembles, the seed will lie still forever. You are that seed. And this shaking is the sign the ground is opening. The light is piercing through so you can spring up and reach higher. Can you feel it now? That heat in your chest, a small flame being fanned to life. It is not a random sensation. It is the mark of the Holy Spirit whispering, "Yes, you. You are the one I have chosen." So, chosen one, stand firm. Do not fear the roaring of the world. Do not let panic claim you. The throne above does not tremble. God is still there, and He wants you to know you are not being destroyed. You are being born anew. This is your warning and also your confirmation. You will not be swallowed by this shaking. You will be revealed as the warrior heaven prepared long ago. Part 2, the reason for the trial. Chosen one, you need to know this. The shaking is not punishment, it is positioning. Hebrews 12:26 makes it clear, "Yet once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens." Once more. Heaven and earth will tremble, not to destroy, but to set everything in its rightful place. You've wondered, is God punishing me? No, He is moving you out of the places that no longer belong to you, into the ground where your seed can finally grow. Remember Noah. When the flood came, it was not the end. It was the beginning of a new season. The ark did not just save lives, it marked the rebirth of humanity. Chosen one, your shaking is the same. Remember Joseph, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison. Many thought it was failure, but in truth it was positioning. Heaven placed Joseph where he needed to be, so that one day an entire nation could be saved. And you are no different. Your losses are not meaningless. They are aligning you with the place you're called to stand. Look at David, overlooked in the pasture. No one chose him, but heaven did. The shaking trained him with lions, with bears, with solitude, until one destined day he brought Goliath down. Chosen one, do you see it now? Every trial you faced was not meant to break you. It was meant to make you. You've said, "But I'm too tired. I can't understand this anymore." Hear this. The shaking is heaven's classroom, and you have not failed. You are being taught so you can step into your assignment. When the ground trembles, fear rises. But it is in that moment the roots dig deeper. The trials drive your roots to cling tighter to God. So when the greater storms come, you will not be uprooted. Chosen one, let your heart be still. What you're enduring is not in vain. It is preparation. You are not abandoned. You are being positioned. And here is the whisper. The shaking is not your punishment. It is your positioning. You are chosen. Part 3, the confirmation chosen. 1. Now you see it. What you have endured was never meant to break you, but to prove who you truly are. The scars on your soul are not signs of weakness. They are the evidence that you have been tested by fire, like David forgotten in the pasture, like Joseph left behind in a prison, like Paul once opposed and persecuted. You too have walked through seasons of rejection, isolation, and pain. But it was in those very places where others pushed you aside that heaven chose you, anointed you, and began to prepare you for a greater calling. You thought you were left only with weariness and ruins, but in truth you carry the mark of a warrior forged in fire. The storms did not destroy you. The betrayals did not end you. They only made you stronger, sharper, more steadfast. Every tear that fell was never lost. Each one became a seed planted for the harvest of blessing. And in the weakness you thought was the end of you, God revealed His strength. You are the living proof of that strength. So lift your head. Do not stare at the rubble around you. Look to the One who has kept you through every flame. You are not the victim of circumstance. You are not the one left behind. You are the chosen one still standing after all. And this is the greatest confirmation. You were not just spared to survive. You were chosen to step into victory. Part 4. The enemy exposed but chosen one. Do not think that being chosen will make the journey easy. It is in fact because you are chosen that the enemy tries to isolate you. You've seen it, haven't you, family that cannot understand you? Friends who turn away, whispers, doubts, and suspicious eyes surrounding you. So often you've asked, why do even the ones I trusted most seem to leave me? The truth is this: your isolation is not punishment. It is consecration. God has pulled you aside from the crowd so you can hear His voice more clearly. If everyone had walked with you, you would never have learned how to stand with Him alone. If there had been no long, painful silences, you would not have felt the holy hand resting upon your shoulder. The enemy wants you to believe you have been abandoned, but in reality, God is keeping you for Himself. The doors that slam shut are not failures. They are walls of protection to keep you from paths that are not yours. The hands that let go were not random betrayals. They were signs that you have been led out of circles that no longer belong to you. Chosen one, you are not left behind in the silence. You are being set apart, sanctified, made holy, raised up as a warrior for this generation. And the loneliness you feel is not emptiness. It is an invitation, a call to draw nearer to His presence. Tonight, if you will listen closely, you will hear the whisper, "You are not alone. I am standing beside you in this very stillness." Part 5. The Promised Reward. Chosen One. In the midst of shaking and solitude, God has not only warned you, He has promised you. You may have prayed for years over your family. Perhaps you have wept in secret for a prodigal child, for a loved one who walked away from the faith, for a marriage that broke apart. You thought those prayers vanished into the void. But believe this, not one tear you've shed has been meaningless. Remember the story of the woman in Detroit. For 15 years, she knelt and prayed for her addicted son. Night after night, she whispered, "Lord, please bring him home." Many told her it was hopeless. Many times she almost gave up, but still she persevered. And then one day, as she bowed her head in tears, the door opened. Her son walked in, dropped to his knees beside her, and said, "Mom, I have met the Lord." That is not just someone else's story. It is a prophecy for you. The prodigals, the ones you thought were gone forever, are on their way home. Your children, your brothers and sisters, even your own heart will return to the arms of God. And it is not only family. The promised reward stretches far beyond. God promises that your old age is not your ending, but your silver crown. Your gray hairs are not a sign of decline. They are a testimony that you have passed through fire and are still standing. Just as Abraham began his greatest journey at 75, just as Moses was called when his days seemed late, you too are being called in this very season you once thought had passed you by. Chosen one, God promises that what you lost will be restored. What you thought had died will live again. Relationships once shattered will be healed. Dreams you buried long ago will be breathed back to life. And above all, He promises this: you will not walk alone. You are covered by His divine protection, and the shaking is only the stepping stone that carries you into the harvest. Part 6. The Clear Signs. Chosen. If you still carry doubts, look around. The signs are clearer than ever. This world is rewriting the very scriptures through its upheavals. You see society trembling, values collapsing, love growing cold. This is not just news. It is prophecy being fulfilled. What Scripture warned in Hebrews 12:26 and Matthew 24:37 is no longer distant. The earth quakes. The heavens stir. People chase after vanity and grow careless with their souls. This is not random chaos. It is the shaking heaven has already decreed. And what about the signs that follow you personally? The dreams that repeat themselves? The numbers 777 or 444 flashing on the clock? The whispers that come when you thought you were alone? These are not coincidences. They are the bell ringing to tell you you are living in the most crucial hour. The signs appear in your daily steps as well. A door slams shut only to make way for another path. A meeting you thought was random shifts the direction of your whole life. A prayer whispered in desperation suddenly receives an answer. All of these are pieces of the puzzle showing you that heaven is still at work and you have never been left behind. Chosen one, do not ignore these signals. When you see the foundations of society shaking, remember the throne above is unshaken. When the darkness feels suffocating, remember the light shines brightest in the deepest night. What you are witnessing is not the end. It is heaven's confirmation that you are living in the very moment chosen to reveal you. Part 7. Divine Protection Chosen. In the midst of all these trembling signs, there is a truth you must carve deep into your spirit. You are protected, not by your own strength, not by the hands of men, but by the very hand of the Creator. When the world shakes, you are still held firm in His embrace. Remember, this gray hair is not a mark of decline. It is your silver crown. It shows that you have weathered storms, survived seasons that others could not. Every wrinkle on your face is not just time's passing, it is the victory mark of faithfulness. When the enemy sought to devour you, God raised a wall of fire around you. When you slept, His eyes stayed open to watch over you. When you were weak, His hands lifted you up. There were moments you thought survival came by luck, but in truth, those were the fingerprints of divine protection. Do you remember those nights you could not close your eyes when your heart was heavy with worry, and yet the dawn still broke and breath still filled your lungs? Do you remember that accident that almost stole your life, and yet here you are still alive to hear this very word? That was never coincidence. It was proof that you are covered. Chosen one, do not fear. The shaking may rattle everything around you, but it cannot uproot your soul from the hand of God. People may abandon you, but He never has. You may walk through the shadowed path, but you are not walking alone. The holy light is guiding you, and you will never be swallowed up. Part 8. Your mission, chosen one. If you are still here, still breathing, still hearing these words, it means your mission is not yet complete. God did not keep you alive just to exist. He has preserved you so you can become a flame for this generation. Remember Moses, he was not called in his youth or strength, but in the season when it seemed his prime had passed. Remember Abraham, when he thought every promise was behind him, God opened a brand new journey. Remember Elijah, when he felt alone and exhausted, he was entrusted with fresh power to confront the darkness, and you are the same. It is never too late for a divine assignment. You may have thought, I'm not enough, I'm too weak, I'm too old. But heaven does not look at age or strength. He looks at the heart, and your heart, even with its cracks, still beats in rhythm with His call. In your weakness, His power is made complete. Your mission will not always be grand or celebrate. Sometimes it is simply praying for another soul. Sometimes it is extending forgiveness to the one who wounded you. Sometimes it is just continuing to walk so the world sees that you are still standing. And those simple, hidden acts can alter the destiny of an entire generation. Chosen one, he is calling you to rise, not only to listen but to act, not only to survive but to testify. He is placing a fire within you so you can shine for those still wandering in the dark. And tonight, if you whisper, "Lord, I am ready," that fire will ignite, burning brighter than ever before. Part 9. The confirmation once more chosen. 1. We have walked through the warning. We have understood the reason for the trial. We have heard the promise and the mission. But now, the most important moment has come. This is the time for you to decide. No one else can choose for you. No one else can live your life in your place. Revelation 3:16 gives a sharp warning, "Because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth." These words are direct, sharp like a sword. They leave no room for the middle ground. You cannot hold on to the darkness and still expect the light to shine. You cannot cling to old habits and old fears while asking God to bring you into a new harvest. Chosen one, you must choose. Either you let lukewarmness dull your soul, or you declare, "I choose the fire." Yes, the fire will burn away what no longer belongs, but it will also refine you, strengthen you, make you shine brighter and truer. Look back at your life. How many times did you fall, yet rise again? How many times did you think it was the end, yet you were still breathing? How many times did you feel alone, yet a whisper kept you from letting go? That is the evidence you have never been abandoned. And now God is looking straight at you, asking, which side will you stand on? Will you choose silence, or will you choose the fire? Let your heart answer. If you are still breathing, it means you still have a chance. Do not let this moment slip away. Say it out loud right now, "I rise." Because when you speak it, you are not only telling yourself, you are declaring before heaven and before hell that you have chosen the light. You have chosen the fire, and maybe right now, tears are falling down your cheeks. Do not be ashamed. Those tears are proof you are letting go of the lukewarm. They are the sign your heart is softening, ready for a new beginning. And God sees every drop. He receives them as seeds planted into the field of His glory. Chosen one. This is the final call in this chapter. Choose the fire. Do not let lukewarmness put out your flame. Do not let the past hold you back. Stand and say, "I choose the fire. I rise." Because when you choose, you do not only transform yourself, you shift the destiny of the generations after you. When you stand, others will see, and they too will stand. When you burn bright, the darkness around you will be forced to retreat. Tonight, your decision will echo into eternity. This is not just a passing word, it is a seal upon your soul. You are the chosen one, and this is the moment to confirm it. Part 10, the final promise. Chosen one, open your spiritual eyes and look around. You are not alone in front of this screen. Right now, all across the world, a community of the chosen is moving in the same rhythm with you. In small apartments in New York, in humble homes across Africa, in quiet rooms in Brazil and Mexico, thousands of hearts are bowing together, lifting hands together, whispering prayers together, and you are part of that unseen circle. As light pours from the throne, darkness is pushed back. Rooms once heavy are now filled with warmth. Hearts once shattered are being mended. Souls once weary are being lifted. Can you feel it? The atmosphere has shifted. It is gentle yet powerful, silent yet undeniable. It is the sign that God has stepped into your circumstance. And here is His whisper to you. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It's here. The miracle you've been waiting for is not some far-off future. It is sprouting right now in the very tears you've cried. The prayers you once thought were hopeless are being answered. The seeds you planted in the dark are breaking open, and the harvest of blessing has begun. Do not let anxiety blind you anymore. Breathe deep. Feel the peace that is covering your room. This is the promise. The shaking is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to reveal you, not to bury you, but to birth you, not to strip you, but to prepare you for a season filled with light and life. Chosen one, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not destroyed. You are chosen, and you are being revealed. Let your heart be still. What you just heard is not merely a message, it is a covenant. The shaking is not the end. It is the beginning. It is not for your ruin, but for your revelation. Now imagine this. At this very moment, thousands of chosen ones are holding hands through the light of their screens. A sacred family stretching across every border, whispering together, Lord, touch every person, heal every wound, restore every soul. You are not alone. You are part of this circle. And now I ask you to act. If this word has touched you, write Amen or 700 Sven in the comments. Let heaven know you've heard. Let this community see that you are one with them. If you are choosing the fire, write I choose the fire or I rise. These are not just words, they are confirmations of your soul. And if a name rises in your heart, a prodigal, a loved one you've prayed for, write their name in the comments. When you do, you are planting a seed of faith. This community will pray with you, and heaven will move. Before we close, let me pray for you, Lord. Place your hand on the one hearing this. Let them feel your presence filling their room. Heal their soul. Break every chain. Reignite the fire. Let them know they are not abandoned but chosen, protected, and stepping into a new season. Amen. Chosen one, here is the closing word. The final shaking is not your destruction. It is your revelation. You are chosen. Subscribe so you don't miss the next message. Share this video with someone you believe is also a chosen one. And remember, you did not hear this just for yourself. You heard it so you can carry this light into the world. Tonight, let peace cover you. You are no longer the same. You are reborn, and you will never walk alone again.